Welcome to Subramani. When Mark Twain was being introduced to somebody, that person said, "Oh, I've heard a lot about you." So Mark Twain said, "Something bad, I hope." And that person said, "No, I've heard something good." He said, "Oh, then it's difficult, because if I had heard something bad, I would have to do almost nothing to improve the expectation that you have from me, because your expectations would be very low." And that guy burst out laughing. But what Mark Twain said so many years back is very important, because once you have very high expectations from something, then you expect, and if it doesn't match that, then you feel very disappointed. For example, if you're a young boy, if you're 18, 20 and you're playing cricket and you want a new team to take you, don't tell them that you can bat like Sachin Tendulkar and bowl like say Bumrah, right? That's not or a Virat Kohli. Don't say you can bat like Virat Kohli, field like a Rajendra Jadeja and bowl like a Bumrah. Sorry, but these are all these are all examples from cricket, and if you don't follow cricket, bad luck. But when you have such high expectations from the people have high expectations from you, see what happens in an adult match is you go and introduce yourself, say I can do this, I can do that. So you say I can bat a bit, bowl a bit, I'm reasonable in my fielding, then they don't have very high expectations from you. Now when you walk into a government office, you expect to see a lot of dust and files and things kept in a disorderly way, wooden shelves which are creaking. That is what you expect. So when you go into a government office and you find that it is not so bad, you're very happy with what you're seeing, because your expectations were very low. Now expectations happen everywhere. So whether you go to a new restaurant recommended by somebody and you are about to eat and they have told you it's a great restaurant and things like that, then you think that it has got to be just fantastic. Or somebody tells you go to Tadoba, you will definitely see a tiger, then you've made 3 days you've stayed and you made 6 trips and you didn't see a tiger, you're very disappointed, right? In life there will always be expectation, whether it's a restaurant or a trip or a flight or anything like that. But in equity investing, it is all about expectations, right? Completely. Because when you invest, first of all, you should know why you're investing. So your investing has to have a solid reason. Now suppose you can get 7% return in a debt product. You put money in a debt fund and you think over 7 years it is going to double, and you have a 7-year time frame. You don't mind that it doubles in 7 years, because you're getting doubles in 10 years because you're getting 7% return. So rule of 72 divided by 7, so your money is expected to double in 10 years. That's your expectation. Now you come to equity, you want the money to double in definitely less than 10 years, because you're taking the risk, and maybe your expectation is about 6-7 years it should double. Let us assume you think it should double in 6 years, which means you're expecting a 12% return. Unfortunately, most investors cannot articulate it so well, so they will say, "Acha return chahiye." Now, "Acha return chahiye" is very difficult for a broker or a fund manager or an advisor to decide what return do you expect, because your return expectation should be in line with what the market is doing. So if in debt your money doubles in 10 years because of a 7% return, and in equity you expect it to double in 1 year, then something is wrong with you. So it's not a well thought of expectation, thinking that something great has to happen. Yeah, you can think great has to happen. Maybe in 1 month also your money can double, but your expectation should be in 8 years your money will double, or in 7 years your money will double, because you should expect 10% return because you're getting 7% in debt. No, but people's expectation is the problem. In growth shares, they expect it to double every week, and in value shares they expect it to double every 3 weeks. That's the only difference that they have. So they do expect that the returns will be so high. Now fortunately or unfortunately, if you see the FANG stocks, they have done fabulously better than the index has done. Now the expectation from FANG stocks is it will go up even further. Maybe it will, but having that expectation is wrong, because for Tesla to justify this price at which it is today, it has to grow at 50% for the next 10 years. Is it even possible for a car manufacturer to grow at 50% year on year? Of course, they could make rockets. Many people could buy the rockets. They could sell rockets. That's a different thing. But largely, the product which is visible to you is the car. And the car has to grow at 50% year on year for 10 years, which means the whole world has to be driving a Tesla, right? Is it going to happen? That's the question you have to ask. So the simplest thing you can do is to say, in 10 years, I expect my money to double in debt. Assuming I'm in some cumulative option, I'm not withdrawing the interest or things like that, I'm not paying tax on the interest. So my expectations from equity should be 8 years doubling or 7 years doubling. You cannot have a 1 year doubling or a 3 year doubling kind of expectation. 3 year doubling means about 24% return. It is not sustainable. You can get it for 2 months, 6 months, 8 months, maybe even 1 year, but beyond that it is not sustainable unless you're a very good active fund manager. So why do you, all our disappointments start from the fact that we do not know how to control our expectation. If you need a 24% return in your portfolio to achieve whatever you want to achieve, it means your achievement goals are wrong. Redo it. And given your level of income and your ability to invest, you are definitely over pitching. You should be pitching at 8-9% kind of return, because 7% is what you're getting in debt fund or in debt. But also remember that last year equities have given a sensationally high return. It fell and then it recovered, but it hit an all-time high of 252,000. At 52,000, a person who is entering still expects to get 10% return. There is something wrong with the return expectation, right? You cannot get 12% and 15% return in equity permanently, immaterial of your starting point and immaterial of your ending point. People think, oh, I've been there for 5 years. That's okay, but if the market has gone nowhere, if 52,000 has gone to 60,000 in 5 years, your money couldn't have doubled in 5 years, right? Because for that, the index would have gone from 52,000 to 104000. That has not happened. It has gone only up to 60,000 over 5 years, which is a very poor return. I agree. But if that is what has happened, what is wrong with you is not your investing strategy or anything else, but just the expectation. Don't have such high expectation. Now people have very high expectation from growth shares, and they don't have too much expectation from a value share, which makes it attractive for people to invest in value shares. However, after some time they find that the growth share has really done very well, right? The FANG, for example, has done very well. So suddenly they will disturb the process and go and buy it, saying, boss, I just can't resist because it's continuously going up. Wrong statement to make, because you can only say it has gone up. You do not know whether it will continue to go up, right? So, thank you.